What is going on, chat? Welcome to another video. This time, I'm in my room. As you can see, it's a way better background than the stupid person, the stupid study room that I was in. But I want to make another video today about um just college overall because I finished my first year. So um yeah, I kind of recapped like half of it in my last video. So I'm probably gonna be repeating a lot of the stuff I said there, but um, I kind of just go over it because go over the whole year because it's been like one of the most like life-changing things for me. And I said the same thing in my other video, but it's even more life-changing now. Like a lot more stuff has happened, which is pretty crazy. But I'll start with like the I'll start with the beginning again. But um, in last year, summer last year, I was very antisocial. I was very, I mean, that was mainly it. I was really just antisocial. Didn't really know how to talk to people. Um, just felt like I wasn't seen by people. Felt like I was crazy because people didn't see me. That type of stuff. Came into my first term, which was September to December. Met at first I was kind of like, like I was really well. The first week I was trying to like make friends, but then like halfway through I was just kind of like exhausted from talking to people, so I just kind of started like distancing myself. And then I met some people, thankfully, and that kind of got me out of that whole depression, social like anxiety phase I had, and that really brought me like it brought me a lot of hope back, because I thought I was just like some weirdo who didn't fit in, but I found some people that I did fit in with, and I was like, whoa. And it was crazy for me too, because like these people, I felt like um they were the first people that kind of were more like me, you know? Like of course I had friends before that, but I just feel like these people that I met in college were way more like they matched my personality a lot more. And that made me feel really, really seen because sometimes I would make jokes or act a certain way, and sometimes I would be like judged for it. But these people, they like welcomed it kind of, they accepted, they reacted to what I'm doing. They didn't like question it. And to me, that was like, whoa, because it was like, what the? To me, that was like, that's crazy because like I thought I was like wrong in the head for that, but it's just I wasn't with the right type of people. And with these people, I was like crazy. And I realized this whole time that um like being seen by people is like really, really important to me because if I don't feel that way, then I just feel really ostracized and just really depressed and sad. Um, but yeah, I that first term kind of revealed that to me. My second term, which was like end of this, no, beginning of January to like middle of March. Um, to be honest, nothing really notable happened. I feel like I met more people, and I feel like that idea of um fitting in and having people who are more like me was like more. I felt that more or realized that more because um I just met more people that were like me. So that feeling kept on growing, and I felt way more happier, more happier. Um, it was also at this time that I started. Well, let me go back to winter break, which was December. I played a game. It's called ZATO. I love the world and everything in it. And this game was free on Steam, and I was just bored out of my mind, so I downloaded it. And this game like fundamentally changed me, bro. I I didn't expect this to happen because it was a free game on Steam, but it's crazy because this game to kind of just recap the game a little bit. It was it didn't say specifically in the game that it was about like spirituality and like um religion, but the core messages kind of were about that. Sorry, my sisters were yelling. Um, but the main idea of the game was there was a protagonist who was very like obsessed over the idea of this universe, which was like a sort of like divine being or just like a metaphysical being that she was like worshiping. And in the game, the people were like people in her city, specifically her city, were like researching about this like metaphysical being because they were aware that it existed and they were trying to learn about it to be able to like control time or something like that, right? But these people, the city, they wanted to like break away from the metaphysical entity's influence. They wanted to just be their own separate thing and like take control of their own thing. But the main character, she was like submitting to this being and she was happy about it. I remember one thing specifically that stuck to me a lot was like um the idea of like having or someone setting a set path for you, someone being like the metaphysical being. And to the city, it was like, that's horrible. We want to have free will. But again, the main character was like, I'm glad that there is this set path for me because the universe is good and they probably have a good path for me. And for me, it was like, that's crazy, because for me, I've been an atheist like all my life. Well, not all my life. I'll say like past 4 years. And to me, the idea of like of there being a set path for me set by someone else was like, no, I was like, I want to have my own thing. I want to go to set my own goals. But like there's some comfort in there being a path for you. Like you don't have to really worry about like if your life goes wrong, like that there's like a set path for you that will be good because the universe is inherently good. So for me, it was like crazy, it's like that's insane. And it just made me start thinking a lot about more of it made me start thinking more about God and religion, specifically Christianity, because throughout my college year, I've been going to Bible studies and stuff. And the first term I was like very like vehemently against it. Like I remember going to the Bible studies just to like learn about it. But I remember thinking to myself like I don't want to be brainwashed by this. I'm not gonna be brainwashed by this. But then after I played this game and I came back from winter break, it was like I started thinking about the things I learned in those Bible studies and I was like, this this is starting to make sense to me. It's like instead of it being like, oh, I'm rejecting it, like no, it's not true. It's like I was thinking like there's some value in this. So the first like in like my second term, I was very like I would call myself agnostic because I believe in something being out there. I remember specifically like worshiping like the universe itself and being like there is some being out there and I just call it the universe and I was just like I'd thank it sometimes. I'd like I'd find comfort in it if I felt bad about something or like something in my life went bad. I just felt like it was intended by the universe for some good reason. And again, that made me feel really comfortable because it was like I'm gonna end up in a good place either way, you know? So anyways, that was second term. Um Third term is where it really like ramped up in terms of like my beliefs. Um so I started slowly just believing more in specifically Christianity. And it came to a point where it was like this there's something here. Because I remember I started like praying like specifically to the Christian God and or the Christian Lord or however you want to say that. But um I remember praying for stuff and then they would actually like be answered. And at first first couple of times I was like, okay, this is just probably coincidence or something. But then something really, really weird happened where Okay, I want to just set some context here. I I met my girlfriend about a month and a half ago, and we've been dating for a month and a half, about now. But um, the way we met felt very mysterious, almost planned, because before we met, um, I had a dream about her, and in the dream, like prior to the dream, I didn't know like much about her. Like I knew she was there, and I talked to her sometimes, but I never really like interacted with her, like having meaningful conversations with her. And I just have this dream about her, and it's like I remember she was holding my hand, leading me somewhere, and I woke up and I was just like the dream like really stuck with me because I was thinking like, why am I dreaming about her when I don't know her, you know? And again, I attribute this dream to like my or I attribute this dream to me having more faith in faith because well, I've read or heard that like dreams are a way of communication from a divine being, you know. So I was like, okay, you know, like, this could mean something. But anyways, later that day, I I was talking. Well, I responded to her story, and suddenly she wanted to talk to me like in person about really like specific stuff, and I didn't find it that strange. But I mean, I did find it kind of strange. I can't lie, because again, we barely know each other. But I went over there, and then we talked for like 6 hours, and it was like we talked from like 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., which is crazy. But she told me too that like earlier that day she prayed about meeting someone to talk to or like having a new friend, and just for these two to like things to like coincide is kind of crazy. You know, it's like that's wild. But anyways, um, sorry. Uh, uh, fast forward like a week, and we become really, really good friends. We like talk to each other every day, every night for like at least 6 hours, and then at some point, we go to a rave together, and I have this like deja vu moment where she was like in the crowd, and she was leading me. She was holding my hand and leading me somewhere, and this connected back to the dream that I had. And at the rave, well, I'll just say I did some moves and it worked. She, you know, and then we like walked back holding hands, and then pretty much we knew we liked each other pretty much. But it's weird though, cause like this was like related. This like context is like related to the dream that I had, and in the same day, I like we revealed that we liked each other. You know, so it's like again, what is going on? And then I remember specifically, this entire week that we were like talking together, I would pray a lot about like having good conversations and like just like stuff like that, just like stuff that would help me and her communicate. And again, like I swear, like almost every single prayer got answered, and I was like, what the fuck? You know, I was like, what the fuck? It was crazy. Um, and then I remember like in the rave that I was in, I remember praying in the rave and being like, yo, I remember being like, yo, I was praying in the rave and I was like, please, can I have an answer about how this girl feels about me? And literally like 5 seconds after, bro, I have my answer. Is that not crazy? Is that not crazy? Um, but it's like I said, this like chain of events of like prayers being answered. It's like, what in the world is happening? But anyway, that's how I met my girlfriend. Um, that's where we're at right now. But what was I gonna say? Um, I recently too, like I've been having more prayers. I've been more after the whole rave thing. I've been more like in. I've been studying Christianity more. I've been studying the Bible more, and I just feel like when I study the Bible, like I feel way more at peace for some reason, and I just feel like believing in this stuff is just gives me a peace of mind for some reason, and I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I consider myself a Christian now, but I feel like I'm getting there for sure. Like at least I'd call myself like a baby Christian. I'd say so, but I don't know. This chain of events is like it's crazy. Um, just like last week actually, I was praying for like a job to have like a job application because I was looking at this website, um, and there was like no jobs available. And then I kept refreshing, and this happened. I was refreshing the page like for about a week to like see if there was any jobs, and there was none. And I remember I prayed for it. I prayed for a job like on one day, and the next day on a random hour, I checked the website and there was one job available, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, what is going on? What is going on? You see, like this is stuff is crazy, but I don't know. Anyways, I just want to say that like most of my um freshman year was related to my faith and believing in this in God basically. And I feel like my life has been like a lot more better ever since I started believing. And then I also just feel like I just changed as a person too. Um I just feel like socially I'm way more out there. I feel like I don't know, it's just like I feel like my life is just way more better than it was last year. And I'm like so thankful for that. So thankful that I could experience all of that, you know. And then I also have a girlfriend too, so that's pretty cool. But um yeah. Anyways, that was my freshman year. It was really fun. As to the future, that is I'm really excited for that. I have my first interview, or not my first interview. I have my first shift on in like 2-3 days, so that's gonna be fun. Start getting some money. Um, I'm really excited to start going on road trips with my friends again. Um, especially like my new friends too, because like I just love hanging out with them and just being able to hang out with them and go to road trips with them and like just do all this cool stuff, dude. It's gonna be so fun with them. And then also doing stuff with my girlfriend too. That's gonna be really fun. Um, and then next year I'm gonna be living in an apartment with a friend of mine and like two other random people. But that's gonna be pretty fun because I'm gonna be by myself. I'm gonna be a lot more independent there. I'm gonna be cooking by myself. I won't be relying on the college meals. You know, the college meals low key did get me pretty fat. Like I gained like 20 pounds. Um, but I think it was worth it. Like I was trying to bulk anyways. But oh yeah, my fitness too. All of freshman year I was really focused on my health. Well, I wouldn't say health, but my bodybuilding, exercise stuff. And I've made like some massive improvements for sure. I am way more stronger than I was um last year. Last year I remember specifically I did like on the lat pull down machine, I did like 75 and that was like the most I could do. Now I do 150. So like I'm saying like I improved massively in terms of my strength. And I feel way more confident in myself because of that. Like right now I'm trying to cut my weight or specifically my fat because I do have a lot of fat. But I feel like once I cut that down and I'm more lean, I will look pretty jacked, I'd say, for sure. Right now I'm doing calisthenics, but whenever I do calisthenics, I kind of like I'm kind of lazy about it sometimes. And I was gonna go to the gym, like get a membership for the gym, but then I was like, I don't know, the stupid gym I'm trying to go to is like has some weird membership fees, and I low-key just want to save money too, because I'm a big waster and sorry, I'm a big waster and spending the gym membership plus like all the other stuff I'm gonna buy, like I'm gonna buy clothes. I'm gonna try to focus more on like fashion and stuff. Um, but again, I'm trying to save money for the apartment and for all the food I'm gonna buy. So I gotta be really careful about what I spend my money on. Last year I spent a lot of my money on vinyls and stuff, and that kind of ruined me financially. I can't lie with you. Like you can see my vinyls up there, over there. Yeah, that ruined me. That ruined me. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna slow down on the music. Um, in terms of my hobbies, that's another one too. My freshman year, Entering freshman year, I was really like I really wanted to work on art, but I quickly found out that like college takes up a lot of my time, and it made me depressed for a little bit. But then I made myself think about how there's a time and place for everything, and right now, as in the time I'm in college, I need to focus on my schoolwork, and that is like the most important stuff. And then later, when I have free time, which is summer, I could do my art. So since it is summer now, I can start doing my art again. Um, I have placed a lot. I used to have like a lot of anxiety when it came to making creative stuff, but I feel like over the course of my freshman year, I like really cut down on the stress on that. I used to really care about. I used to be really stressed about the opinions other people had of me because of my art. My art used to be the validation for me as a person, and that was really like that really just hurt me and my creative process. But I learned that, well, the people that I met made me realize that um your value as a person isn't about what you make or what you do. It's more about who you are and like what your morals are, what your morals are, and just like what who you are as a person. That's like the core thing of everything. The core thing of like you as a person. Um, I also put a lot of emphasis on making art before, where I remember I used to tell myself like if I ever go blind and I can't make art, then I just unrespawn myself. I'd say that, right? I was really, really like on the art stuff. Like I wanted to just make art. But I realized that like art, well, specifically for me, I know there's artists out there who like put their whole life into making art, and I don't judge them for that. But for me, it's like people and human connection is way more valuable than any piece of work that I will do. Um, Making artwork does fulfill me a lot, but I just feel like the memories and experiences that I will have are way more important than like picture that I could take, Because I could always make a picture, I feel like, but hanging out with people and having these experiences, they're like once in a lifetime thing. I will never get the time back to hang out with these specific type of people in this specific time in this specific place. Like I need to make the most out of being alive and having friends and having people to be around. I feel like that's my new meaning in life. My meaning in life before used to be make art, make art, but now it's more like be with these people that I love and have as many moments I can have with these people. And yeah, I feel like ever since I changed my mentality around that, it's put a lot less pressure on making art, and I also just feel way more happier because I just, or sorry, a lot more appreciative of when I'm with my friends because I love them, like yeah. But anyways, I was gonna say for the summer, I want to focus on my art a little more. I want to make stuff again for sure with less stress. I'm making stuff right now, so stay tuned for that. But and then the apartment, and then my girlfriend's gonna be living on the same floor, not in my apartment, but in the same floor. So that's gonna be really, really cool. Um, and then I mean, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. So that's my life so far. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna be making more videos like this because I have a lot more ideas and a lot more confidence to make these now. So I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.